You're going to be able to watch your highlights. You're going to be able to choose your events. It really is your everything Olympics at your fingertips.
As we're filming this right now, and if you're only listening on the audio portion, you should really check out our YouTube version because, I mean, you got to see Vito's background and this beautiful wall that his wife built and designed, and it's amazing. There it is. So you're watching the games, whether it's the Super Bowl or the Olympics or the upcoming World Cup or just past events. You're with your family, and do you ever just go, let me I got to show you let me show you this, or here's look at that. I mean,
Yeah.
or do people sometimes say to you like, enough, Vito? Like,
Yeah, well, both. I think it's one of those things, when I'm watching TV with my parents, like, hey, mom and dad, like, check that out, because obviously they're Xfinity customers, and like, hit this button and do this. But my nephew was like, we get it. But but one of the things I had a proud moment. I was able this past year. We launched this new thing called FanView, right? It's like this new companion experience that that we were able to create. And this is like, we say all your sports in one place. Like we really wanted to think about like, how do we make it so like literally all your sports are in one place? Because when you are on our RX1 and this, the way that we traditionally lay things out, it's like a homepage for the Olympics, and then you click and you watch, right? And we said, well, what if you could find it while you watch it instead of just find it and watch it? So we built this companion experience. It's all your live games. You can tune to a streaming Thursday Night Football on Amazon, or you can tune to Thursday Night Football on ESPN for college, right? But also all your scores, all your stats, all your betting odds through our partners with DraftKings and FanDuel, all in one place. And for the Olympics, we're even going to plus that up even more. That's where you're going to be able to watch your highlights. You're going to be able to choose your events. It really is your everything Olympics at your fingertips. So when my nephews, they could really judge me pretty well, but when they saw that for football, they were like, well, this is pretty cool. Like, it's easy to use, and I don't have to actually have my head down looking at a tablet and then look up. I don't have to miss anything. You know what I mean? So that was a win. I'm going to take that one.
I like that. Well, you got to just tell them to be proud. I mean, look, I think my family for years was like, we were investors in the pylon cams that you see right on NFL fields and and things like that, and college football fields. And my God, every game I'm like, did you see that one? They're like it was my kids like, Dad or Uncle Wayne, enough, like. So,
But
but
it's
I'm
great to be proud of those things, right? And to just think that you played a small role in bringing that into a customer's homes. Like that's, me and the team, like that is I would say the reward for putting all this work in. I'm sure you feel the same way, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, do you have a text chain or something with your team, and you guys are watching, and like it's all going well or not? Or actually, let me ask you this. I mean, like, so when we're all enjoying the Super Bowl and the Olympics and the World Cup coming up, right? I mean, like, what are you doing? Where are you? When this is all happening.
Right. So
When I say you, I guess your team, you and
yeah,
your team, right?
sure, right. So we have teams working 24/7 to make sure that everything that we're talking about today is working, and it's working well. And when we have these major events, whether it was NFL on Christmas Day and the NBA on Christmas Day, or bowl games on New Year's Eve, right, and New Year's Day, like these guys are working nonstop. They are monitoring the feed. They're monitoring the user experience. When something isn't right, they're jumping in. So there's always a Slack chat or a Teams chat going with our engineers. And like I said, I have the fun part of coming on and chatting with you, and that our reliability teams and our engineers with hands-on keyboards are really the guys that should be getting all the credit, because we could think about what we want to think about, like that old saying, like the idea is the easy part, right? It's the teams who are executing it, and not only just launching it and leaving it, but launching it and caring for it and making sure that Christmas Day while you're home with your family, or New Year's Eve when you're celebrating and ringing in the new year, that the game that you're watching is still playing out perfectly, and that there's no issues. And to be honest, there are some times, Wayne, let's be clear, where maybe multi-view wasn't working as we thought. Like maybe there was a little bit of an audio drop or a video drop, or maybe the 4K feed, the video and the audio aren't syncing. And there are teams like troubleshooting that in real time, and trying to make sure that they fix it as fast as possible. And the best part about it is our teams have gotten so good at this, where you might be seeing a 4K video where the video and the audio aren't in sync, and then you kind of look away for a second, you look back, and it's perfect. Like there was no disruption. We didn't have to kick you out of the feed, or you didn't have to restart it. They're able to fix on the back end and try to make it as seamless as possible for the customer.
That's super exciting. With the Super Bowl coming up, and then as you said, rolling not even right into afterwards at the same time, the Olympics, right? So are you guys bringing back from a programming side, I guess, of the world? Is the Gold Zone coming back?
It is. So our partners at NBC really did us a solid on this one. They will have Gold Zone. It was a huge hit, as you might remember, in Paris, and it was on Peacock. It'll still be on Peacock, and Peacock is fully integrated into our experience, and our customers can enjoy it on Peacock. But also, the brand new NBC Sports Network is going to have a Gold Zone as well. So we are very excited for our customers. When you have a multi-view, you could have your screens, and one of those could be Gold Zone, and maybe Gold Zone goes into its own multi-view or octo-view or whatever it might be. And it's going to be like a really cool way to experience the Olympics. So we're really excited to bring that to our customers. But that is all done on the NBC side. And what we do with our partners at NBC is, like, we say, well, how do we make sure our customers can find it, they know about it, they get to it easily, and they come back day after day, whether they want to stream it on Peacock on their phone or on the big screen on X1.
That's amazing. That's really amazing. And so when you've been at Comcast for a number of years now. Has there been someone that you've worked with, or that has helped mentor you, or sort of said, like, it really helped you along with your career so far?
One of the things that I love about Comcast, well, the answer is yes, but there's been many people. One of the things about the culture at Comcast is that it is very much those who've been around for a while have no issue mentoring the younger group of people. So when I first came in the door, and I was assigned to put together scores, as we talked about, like I never had done that before, and I had an engineer who had some experience in Silicon Valley. So I'll show you how to do that. And then as I grew up in my career, we were thinking about, well, we need to put an end-to-end sports strategy together from the product standpoint. And my boss at the time said, I'll show you how to do that, right? And now we moved into go-to-market. My boss now is like, I'll show you how to do that. So there's been so many people at Comcast to the point where my boss, John Dixon, said to me, when I first started working for him a few years ago, he said, I have a challenge for you. And he said, I want you to meet for 30 minutes a week with someone in the company that you don't interact with on a daily basis. And I've really taken that to heart. And I would say it's like, anybody listening, especially if you're younger in your career, that's maybe some of the best piece of advice I've ever gotten. I wish somebody had told me that a long time ago, but I'm so happy that John told me that now. Whereas the connections you make, whether it was the connection like you and I made, Wayne, or the connection I make with other people within the company, has been amazing. I've never, even when I was much more junior, I never had anybody tell me no, they're not willing to meet with me or not willing to show me how to do something. And everything I'm talking about, we have engineers who have been able to have the patience to sit down with somebody like me to go through it, what exactly it means, and how we can utilize the technology at our fingertips to then create a strategy around it that has a benefit for the company. So now I've been at Comcast for over 20 years, and I always say, like, I love the work. I find it extremely engaging and a lot of fun. I mean, I got to work on sports, like what sounds like about that. But also I love the people and the overarching culture where you're challenged every single day at a very, very quick breakneck pace. But you have people who are willing to lift you up and bring you alongside the journey. And it really is a team-based atmosphere, which I just love.